Boss man, I said duck the clothesline, not take the clothesline. I'm sorry, Luke. This whole tag team thing just isn't working out. Go away. Oh, I'm sorry. Hola, amigos. It's Will here from Will's Custom Figures, coming at you today with one of my first Wrestling 2024 action figure videos. So please, guys, sit back and relax while I talk you through why and how I made Stu Hart's head and Angelo Pofo's head. Of course, two WWE and Wrestling Hall of Famers. So first things first, I will call out the elephant in the room. If this is the first video of mine that you're watching in a little while, I've been very ill in hospital and I've also moved house during this time. I'm being made redundant from my job during this time. Such a lot has gone on and my life has changed and will probably never be the same. However, I am so excited and I've been waiting so anxiously to film some of these videos and to get these put up on my YouTube page and on my Instagram and my Facebook. So here we go. With no further ado, I will break down, we'll start with Stu Hart, why and how I've made this guy. So Stu Hart, for anybody that doesn't know, Stu Hart is the absolute epitome of legend. He comes, of course, from the famous Hart family. He was the father of Bret, Owen, and about 100 other kids. Of course, you know, even still Natty Neidhart and all the other wrestlers, Davy Boy Smith Jr. and all the other family that he's left and the legacy that he's left, it goes without saying. He had the famous Stu Hart family dungeon. Countless wrestlers have been through that said dungeon, from Chris Jericho to Chris Benoit to, of course, the Hart family. And for me, Stu Hart has never really had his very own action figure. I had a really nice customer of mine reach out to me and he wanted me to make him in action figure form. I've started by making the head. I'm going to post that to him. And I've got a couple of bodies you might see at the start of this video that you could potentially use and pop this head onto. Now, to make this head, I've used an awful lot of clay. As you can see, the hair and everything, it's all slicked back. It's old school. It's exactly how Stu Hart would have had it. I used to love the impressions. Davey, why don't you send one of those young students down into the dungeon? If you've not seen Wrestling with Shadows, guys, watch that and you will understand why Stu Hart is such an absolute beast and legend. So well respected in the wrestling community. I'll show you that head on a body in a moment or two, but first I need to cover Angelo Pofo. This guy is the father of the one and only legendary Macho Man Randy Savage. Of course, Lanny Pofo also passed away. I think it was this year. It might have been the end of last year he passed away. But the genius, very sad day to have none of the Pofo lads in professional wrestling anymore. Macho was always one of my absolute favourites. He was actually the creator of the International Championship Wrestling. And of course, like his counterpart that I just reviewed, Stu Hart, a legendary Hall of Fame wrestler in his own merit, not just a father or a promoter. So it is an absolute treat to get to work on him. And again, I'm going to show you a few bodies in a minute, just that I would use if I was going to be finishing these two action figures, with the type of body type that I would use, and then sort of talk you through how and why I would make their outfits in a certain way. This is a slightly older version of Angelo Pofo, certainly not back in his wrestling days. He's seen a few a few winters, this face. However, wanted to try and get that smile, get that nose in there, get those big old bushy eyebrows, and I'm really happy with how he's turned out. Now, ultimately, getting both of these together, like I mentioned, using a base. So I've used a base head sculpt that was previously a WWE wrestler. I used a Chris Benoit base for Angelo Pofo. And then I've added the hairline. I've obviously receded it, added all the grey on there, the teeth, the bigger, bushier eyebrows, and the completely different paintwork. And with Stu Hart, I can't actually remember the base I've used for Stu Hart. I'm sorry, guys. But if anyone wants one of these, please feel free to reach out to my Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, because I have made head casts of these and can make several and duplicates for you. And here we go, coming back, guys. This is how I would probably go about customizing them. I'm not too sure about the Bossman body for Angelo Pofo. I would probably use something maybe a little bit more bushwhackery. At the same time, it's got quite muscular arms, but you can see there, removed the head. I always put like a wire pin in if I'm using clay to attach it, or magnets in the neck and then in the head if I was using magnets to attach the head on there. So what I would talk about, how I would approach this and what I would probably consider. So are we happy with the pose? Are we happy with the outfit? Of course. With Stu Hart, you can see I'm using the Sergeant Slaughter base there. So what I would be doing is getting rid of these straps on here that I'm using for from his vest. And I would probably use clay to create some kind of suit. If not a suit, maybe like a polo shirt or a polo neck, something like that. Try and find one of his appearances, maybe on Raw or SmackDown over the years, where he's came up with his wife and the rest of the family. For Angelo Pofo, like I say, I'm not too sure physique-wise how he looked in his older years. I think the big Bossman base might be a little bit too chubby. However, I do like the arms. Of course, I need to repair the finger. I would also need to extend down on Stu Hart the jeans down to the bottom and probably use a Dremel drill to remove this part of the belt buckle here. Of course, you can see wristbands. So I probably would go with a long sleeve top rather than short sleeve. For Angelo, though, this is a really good short sleeve top. So if he was going short sleeves, I wouldn't need to add any clay. Of course, long sleeves, I would probably just add some to the bottom there. And you see the steel pin that's in there as well. I use super glue to attach that in there. Once that's attached in, happy days, guys. That's half the job done. I'll then just shove a load of clay inside the head. So, and enough to stick out that it would be a neck. And then slowly attach that on, delicately attach it on, and make sure there's no seams, no creases or anything from where it actually joins on and attaches there. And guys, that's it from me. 7 minutes in. This is the first video I'm actually filming of 2024, of the new year. There will be a couple that I'm going to film after this, which I'll produce and put on the channel before, explaining a little bit about what I've been through this year and about some of the challenges and also some of the exciting projects I've been working on. If you have been filming and, if you have been watching my channel, and you have been patient enough to stay with me, I will be filming every single week from now until the end of the year. I've got so many great wrestling figures coming. I've got a Juventud Guerrero, I've got New Jack, I've got Barbarian, I've got a new Warlord. I produced a really, really nice Warlord last year for my friend Jag. I've got some custom figures of local wrestlers that I'll be putting up. They're actually some teenage boys, and their parents have reached out to me to get them some action figures. So yeah, they'll be coming up too. I've got legendary 3-minute warning tag team Hasbros as well. In addition, I have many Marvel Legends characters coming. So if you've liked what I've done in the past with my Marvel, my DC, my superheroes, my wrestling, everything from Ken Shamrock Elite, as I mentioned, up until Joe Bloggs that you've never heard of before, that is a local independent wrestler, coming your way. So please, guys, stay tuned. If you've liked this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. It has been a treat coming back and filming this with you. Hopefully you've enjoyed me talking you through the process. I better get these guys in the post now and send them over to their new owner, who has very kindly asked me to work on 2 more legends that have never had their own wrestling action figure in figure form. So stay tuned and they will be coming to the channel very soon. Guys, from me, it's a heartfelt thank you for watching for all this time now. And I'm very excited to show you what I've got to come for the rest of 2024. Adios.